guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So, reconditioning batteries. This is how I do it. An iMax B6AC dual power charger. All the dual power means is you can plug it into the wall or hook it up to your car battery to power up the charger to charge your batteries with. Anyways, so these are some of the batteries left over. See? From my rigid tools that I've been revamping. And so far I've had 5 successful recharges. And when I talk recharges, I mean reconditions, where the batteries have come back to full capacities of voltages and milliamps. And this one is working on it slowly. This is a long process because I'm recharging the battery at 1 amp. So it's half or less, and then I also get full power back into the battery. And that is kind of actually the rule that I found out even with LiPo batteries, lithium-ion batteries, etc., is that when you put in half the amount of amperage or less, you will get full capacity of milliamps into that battery for what it's supposed to be rated for, providing the cells are in good shape, okay? If they're not, well, you won't get 2500 milliamp or 2.5 amp hours back into the sucker. You may get less. But as long as you're getting over 2,000, you can still use this battery for quite a while. But so far I've been pretty successful. I had one at $24.99, and I think that's more than close enough. 1 milliamp is not even a screw to drive in, so hey, we're good. The rest of them are all at 2,500, which is great. And the voltages are well above 18 volts. What? Oh, panic time. No, don't freak out, people. Look, it's an 18-volt battery. When a battery, any battery, is fully charged, whatever that battery is rated at, whether it be 7.4, 7.2, 18 volts, 9.6 volts, I don't care what it is, whatever it's rated at, it's always going to have more voltage in it than what it's rated at, and it's supposed to. Okay, it should actually be about 2 to 4 volts over what the battery is actually rated for. Okay, so this way when you pull the trigger on your drill or your saw or whatever, it actually has enough power and amperage to draw with in order to run the tool properly. And with NiCads and NIM batteries, the one wonderful thing about them is that you can actually use up that capacity quite well within certain limitations, of course, because your tool is going to require a certain amount of amperage to pull the trigger even without anything on the end of it. As such, the batteries will get to a certain voltage drop, and then you recharge them. It's like, hey, there's still like probably about 10 volts left in there, but it's not enough to run the drill or the saw, but there's still 10 volts left in there and a bunch of milliamps, right? So you actually don't get to use the entire battery, which kind of sucks. But when you recharge these things, you're also, if you're on using a fast charger, which is common in any of these, cordless drills, cordless saws, any cordless tool, you get fast chargers with these things. And the fast chargers actually, because you'll get a little warning, says the battery pack may get a little warm to the touch. It's okay, don't worry, it's not going to cause a fire and burn your house down. It's normal operation. Actually, it's not normal, okay? No, it won't set your house on fire and it won't explode, but that is actually not normal because it's been fast charged and you're not even getting the capacity that you've paid for. So out of a 2.5 amp battery, you might only be getting 1,000 milliamps in there on a recharge, and that kind of doesn't make sense because I'm putting a 1 amp load in, but I'm putting that in at an extended time. I'm charging the battery at a 1 amp load so that I get all my milliamps in, and the battery will charge at a cooler rate instead of a hot rate. Okay, heat is what kills batteries. Heat is what causes batteries to not perform to full potential. And when you drain a battery, you'll notice that it heats up. So when you're done, driving 300 deck screws with this bugger, you're going to feel the back of it, and it's going to, ooh, that's a little warm. Okay, and you throw it on the charger right away, right? Because you think, hey. And of course, at least the chargers today are intelligent enough, even with the NIMs and NiCads, that they won't start recharging the battery until it drops to what it's considered to have as a safe temperature. So there's temperature sensor pins on this shit too, and so that it knows, hey, I'm not ready to recharge yet. Takes a reading, which is actually kind of a cool feature in a way. The only problem is it's still got heat in there regardless, and you're still charging a heated cell, okay? And you're not going to get capacity back in. And with that heat, the heat multiplies because you're also charging at a fast rate, so therefore you're still not getting your fully charged battery back into your hands once it's charged, even after the cell has cooled off. Because when you take this fresh off the charger, you're going to notice, wow, that's still pretty warm, you know? And it's like, oh, but I'm going to throw out my tool anyways and go, meh, you know? And it's like, wait a minute, I only got like 100 screws that time. What up? Because you took it off the charger, which is fine, but then you threw it in your drill right away, which is not fine. If it would have cooled off, you could have probably got 300 screws in there instead of 200, okay? Don't use a hot battery or a warm battery when it's fresh off the charger. Let it cool off first. But also, it'd be idealistic if you could get away with not actually using a fast charger. When I use a slow cycle like this, it takes a couple hours. You know, it's about 4 hours start to finish to discharge it right down to 0.1 of a volt, and then it, you know, climbs it back up to where it should be in full milliamps, 2500 milliamps in this case. I can run 400 deck screws, maybe 500, one time only, because after that, after I'm done with this charger, with this battery, I'm going to be using my fast charger for, you know, 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 cycles, which, yeah, it's a little hard on the battery and it's going to build a memory again, but hey, I want to keep using my tools while I'm working. I don't want to wait 4 hours for a friggin' battery to recharge, which is one of the reasons why they've developed fast chargers. Not the most ideal situation, but hey, we want it, we get it, they give it to us, you know, and there's a price to pay for that in the end, and that's that these things will build a memory very quickly because the fact that they are an iCAD or a NIM pack, any battery actually, lithium ions and lipos, they do build a memory. I've proved this many times and pissed a lot of people off because they believe in science and I don't. Because science will lie to you anyways. They always do, because every once in a while they say, oh, sorry, we were so wrong about that. This is the correct information now, which probably still isn't correct, but we tend to try and believe them because at least they made some corrections that seemed logically correct. Okay, so do we really know what we're doing in this world? Probably not, but we're trying. That's what's important. We're progressing, at least, and evolving in our intelligence. Anyways, so that being said, the iMax B6 AC charger is a charger that will charge NIMs, NiCads. Okay, so NIM is nickel methyl hydrate, by the way. Lithium ion, LiPo, because lithium ion and LiPo use the exact same charge chemistry. Okay, so there's really not much difference between those two batteries. Does LiFePO cells as well, which are pretty awesome batteries from what I've been reading up on. Very expensive too, but hey, worth the money because you get more usage out of the battery than you do out of a LiPo. And of course, it does PB lead acid batteries, hence your car battery or the battery for your tractor. If you're a tractor person, it will actually charge your car batteries. Okay, and that's pretty awesome because this means I don't have to go out and buy some big, expensive, bulky, awkward, plug it into the wall and suck a crap load of juice out of my wall charger. If I ever have to recharge my car battery for any reason, I can just use this little thing that really doesn't draw much energy, but boy, can it ever put out the puppy power, okay? And no, it cannot boost my car. So if you're looking for a car charger that'll boost your car, buy one of those. Don't use this to try boosting your car. It ain't going to work. It's only for recharging your battery, all right? So, that being said, for under $50 Canadian, US, I don't care what currency you're in, under 50 bucks, you can get this charger. I recommend buying at, you know, places like Banggood or T-Mart, you know, places like that actually carry these hobby grade chargers in China, because you're going to pay 5 times the price in your own country probably. I know in Canada I've seen these things for sale and they can be expensive. I actually saw one place in Canada where it was only about 10 bucks more. So I'm thinking, wow, 10 bucks more? Oh yeah, plus shipping. So yeah, I already paid for 2 chargers. I just go buy 2 chargers in China and just call it a day and wait 2 months in the mail at that point. But and I don't have to pay taxes. Yay! So yes, Banggood.com rules. That's where I got this one from. Now, I can't remember if it came with the alligator clip probes. It probably did because these are factory. I've had this thing for a few years now. You're going to need some wire. Doesn't have to be very heavy duty wire. Okay, even a lamp cord wire, which is actually a lot thicker, but this is just like cheap ass speaker wire. It works perfect for this. I got like, 10 feet of this because this was something I built for something else, but I'm using it for this now, so you only need like 3 feet tops. Okay, and away you go. You buy some alligator clips. You you know, solder the ends onto the alligator clip, you know, onto here, and crunch the thing over, and away you go, and you got yourself a set of probe wires. And I've used this charger to revamp lithium-ion drill batteries. I've also used it on the NiCads and many other batteries. In fact, even the batteries that we use at church. Okay, I have a little box here that holds 4 of them, because we only have these actual 4 rechargeables at the church right now. And we bring them home from time to time to recharge them. Now, every time I recharge these things for the church, I put them through the cycler. Okay, regardless, I know they don't need it every single time, and they don't, but I do it for these ones because I want our batteries for our church to last as long as possible, and I also don't want to forget one day to not do the cycler, so I just automatically have programmed my brain, recycle, Kevy, recycle, recycle, and I always run it through this cycler system. Now, for NiCads and NIMS with this charger, you get the discharge and recharge cycler feature, okay, with using the PB acid batteries. I haven't actually checked that feature out to see what I get for programmability. I'll let you know when I do, because I just haven't thought of actually checking for that, because I've never had to use it for my car. But with the LiPo and lithium-ion and LiFePO batteries, you only get to do a separate discharge area where you can go at 1 amp or 2 amps, and all that means is the faster you want to discharge that battery down, you go on 2 amps. If you want it to take longer, go on the 1 amp cycle. Me, I like 2. Personally, I'd like 6 if it had it, but it only does it up to 2 amps. And it discharges the battery quite quickly, and that's for lithium ions and LiPo batteries, okay, and your LiFePs. Then once it's done, it'll go bing, 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 I'm done! And then you switch the feature back over to the charge cycle that you're going to use, be it a straight charge or a balanced charge. And I recommend that if you have a balance plug on a battery, which would be your lithium ions and so on, you use the balance plug. In fact, you have to use it because the charger will not charge that battery unless you are using the balance plug and another main connector going in. It's kind of a stupid feature the way they do it, considering they do make chargers where you just plug the balance port in, but on a full-fledged top-grade charger like this, you have to use the balance plug. That's just the way it goes. So, and balance your batteries with lithium ions and LiPos. Now, you will not get the feature in a cordless drill battery that's lithium ion to balance it. Okay, so for that, I say drain the sucker on this thing and then just recharge it on its own charger at that point so it can properly balance out those cells. Because to recharge it on this, yes, it will do it, but you will not balance out the cells properly in that battery. And lithium ion and LiPo batteries and LiFePO batteries need to have each cell properly charge balanced, so each one gets the proper voltage to each one. So yeah, recharge it on that charger. And you will be using a fast charge cycle on those ones, which means you're still not going to get full capacity into the battery, but at least you have no more memory block issues, and you've revamped the battery, okay? And like I said, regardless of what is on the internet and what people have been led to believe, lithium-ion and LiPo batteries, all batteries in fact, will over time eventually build a memory and block the cell from getting to full power capacities. And I've proved this, and I've pissed so many people off doing it. I'm so happy I did that. And it feels good because, yeah. Anyways, now with these, there's no balancing to worry about. You just plug and go, okay? And 1 amp in. On a 4 amp battery, if you have a 4 amp drill battery, okay, that's nickel cadmium or NiCad or nickel methyl hydrate, NIM, half the milliamps or less to recharge. You'll get your full milliamps in there, providing your cells are all in great condition. So, and if you're like 1 or 2 milliamps short, don't worry about it, it's fine. There is that little marginal error on that sense, okay, which is not a big deal. So anyways, hope this explained a lot for you guys. If you have any questions, you know what, feel free to ask. If I find any of these batteries, because I still got like 4 more to go through, well actually 5 total, because I got one that's kind of like but after this one I got actually 5 more to go through. If I find that I have to take any of these apart to actually do some cell replacement, I will do a video on that. only if I need to, okay? And then that'll be a whole new video to show you how to actually replace your own cells at that point, but only when I need to do that. So anyways, if you're not subbed to my channel and you like a lot of techie stuff and you like to learn a lot of new things too, and you like to see some of the crazy other stuff I do, please subscribe to my channel. And when you do hit the subscription button, there's a little bell that shows up. Click on it and then put a little check mark in the box and it says, yes, I want more stuff from this guy, and then click the OK button or blue button, whatever it happens to be now. And every time I put up a new video, you'll get informed, and if you want to watch it, check it out, and go from there. So again, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.